Hello?
Betsy, it's Oli.
Yeah. Hi.
How's it going?
Okay, how are you?
Very well.
Good.
Are you okay for this interview?
Sure.
All right.
Waiting,
This is
waiting
great.
for you.
Okay. Last time I saw you was at a Trouble show live in L.A. at Savari Sam's.
Oh, did you see me there? That was a long time ago.
Yeah, you were hanging with Maya Dawn and my wife.
Oh.
She was selling merch.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. That place isn't there anymore. That was kind of a cool club.
Yeah, but it must have been, 3 years ago by now.
Oh, yeah, definitely, at least.
Anyways, wow, Betsy, this is great to chat with you. I just got a few questions here, about 10 questions.
Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
And the first thing I'll ask you is what's going on right now with Bitch?
Bitch is preparing to go to Europe next month. We have 5 shows booked. 2 of them are in Belgium, 2 are in Holland, and then the final one is in Germany at the Keep It True Festival on the 29th of April. And so we started, we had our first rehearsal last Sunday. We have our second one tomorrow. And we're doing a warm-up show on April 15th at Palladino's.
Wow.
And that's pretty much up to date.
So it's like a little mini tour there, getting back. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's kind of scary and exciting at the same time. I haven't been over to Europe since 2003 when we played the Bang Your Head Festival.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, there's a lot of anticipation, and the Keep It True Festival is already sold out, which is cool. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not the best traveler in the world, but, I'm sure once I get there and start, doing the shows and everything, it'll be great.
Cool. How does Bitch rehearse? Do you guys rent a place like we all used to in L.A., or what's that go like?
Yeah, we rent a rehearsal studio, which is all sort of it's all equipped with gear. It's all set up. All the backline. They have a backline there, so it's very low maintenance. We just bring ourselves, and the drummer brings his sticks, and the guys bring their heads, and so yeah, it's a rehearsal studio here in North Hollywood called Amp, and we rent it by the hour. Cool.
On that, who is in your current lineup then at that rehearsal?
We have Steve Gaines on guitar, Dan Oliveira on guitar, Angelo Robalanis on drums.
Cool.
Actually, it's the band Anger is Art, which is my bass. Steve Gaines is my latest bass player in Bitch, and he's got a band called Anger is Art, where he's the guitar player and the lead singer. So it's them backing me up, and also playing as Anger is Art on a couple of the shows too in Europe, so they're doing double duty. Cool.
Are you covering your tunes that you've done, over EPs and all the Metal Blade stuff and Enigma stuff?
Yep, it's sort of a mixture of lots of old stuff, lots of vintage stuff from different albums.
Cool. Is it still as theatrical as we blew us away back in the day?
It will be. Yeah, we got some tricks up our sleeves and break out the whip and the handcuffs, and we'll do it. I mean, we're really more focusing on the music, but we have a few visuals to go along with that, just to keep the audience excited.
Cool. I remember back in the day, and I'll kind of get on to that right now. What are some of your greatest memories of your musical life, from, like 1980 till now, roughly?
Well, the 80s, the early 80s metal scene in LA was quite memorable. Always something to do, or always some show to go to on any given night of the week. And, even if you weren't going to a show, just, hanging out on the Sunset Strip with all the bands handing out the flyers and so on and so forth. It was always a scene there. but we've had some memorable gigs. We've played with Wasp quite a few times, and we actually opened up for Spinal Tap. They got together as the actors in the band got together as a band for a gig, and we ended up opening up for them.
Wow.
Metallica opened up for us. Slayer opened up for us. These are different shows. This wasn't all the same show.
Yep, way back.
Of course, the 2003 Bang Your Head Festival was a great experience.
Was that your first time over there?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild experience.
Yeah, it was great. It was nothing bad about it. All expenses paid, and we had our own driver, and we had our own PR person, and they treated us just like total royalty. It was just great playing in front of all those people too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Some studio stuff in the past. Did your dad play sax on one of your records, The Bitch's Back?
Yeah, he did sax solo on The Bitch's Back.
That's cool. And how'd you feel about that? Was it just, Dad, will you do this?
Well, we knew we were going to be covering The Bitch's Back, because that, to have that song out there and have Bitch not do it is just a heavy metal crime. So we knew we were going to do the song, and I knew that there was a sax solo in it, and we were in the studio at the time when my dad was out here visiting from back east, and so it just all kind of fell together, and he did a great job. He's a jazz player, but I got him a copy of the song beforehand, and he worked on it, and he actually did a bunch of solos, which we kind of, mixed all the tracks together, and it's just one big jammin' solo.
Cool.
So it sounds great.
Yeah, we're going to play some of that, Betsy. It's going to be a lot of fun on this show. So
okay,
I can hear a pup in the background. Who's the pup?
Yeah, that's my dog, Dakota, my border collie. I just brought her back from the groomers, and she's all clean and shiny and smells good, and anticipating the mailman arriving. So I think she must have heard the mail truck pull up. That's when she starts her chorus of barking. The bitch's bitch.
The bitch's bitch. That's awesome. Oh, hey, do you think who you might have influenced? Let's say maybe like L7 or Hole, or did you meet anybody that was inspired by you along the way there, Betsy? I've had girls come up to me at shows, and tell me, what an inspiration I am, and that girls rock, and there are a couple of them that said they wanted to get into singing, because of me. I was their inspiration and influence, and I don't know if I've actually influenced anybody famous. It'd be nice if I did, but I haven't heard of it. Well, you're famous, so definitely lots of things to talk about with you. I wondered if, I didn't read anything about this and remember this back in the 80s or whatever, or even now. Do you play any instruments?
No, I don't. I'm not coordinated enough to sing and perform and play an instrument at the same time.
So you just always sang?
Yeah, I always just kind of sang and concentrated on my vocals and my performance. I kind of always wanted to see, what it would be like to play rhythm guitar and sing at the same time, but I never wanted to cut my nails, so blew it off.
But on that, we think you look great. And how do you stay fit? Is it diet and workout? What are you doing? Portion sizes?
All of the above. I eat healthy, and I work out about every other day for about an hour and a half. And I'm not fanatical about counting every calorie and every carbohydrate. I just eat sensibly, and I don't deprive myself of anything. I just try to keep the quantity in check. So
awesome. So no okie dogs on in?
No. I rarely even eat red meat. I'm mostly a fish and fowl kind of person.
Cool.
Once in a while, I'll have a bite of a hamburger or a bite of a steak or whatever. But it's also more of a moral thing with me too. I don't really eat animals that appeal to me aesthetically.
Yeah.
Like if I think an animal is cute, I have a hard time eating it. So cows are pretty cute, and pigs are even cute. So no pork. And lamb, of course, is completely out of the question. So, oh yeah, those are the cutest. We'll get a rim shot there.
And on that's what we're going to head into right next. We do a humorous section that we're going to throw you on. Apples and oranges are two similar words or items or bands or foods or anything that are close to each other, and you just have to say which one you like. So it's pretty easy. So if I say this, Stones or Kinks?
Stones.
All right. The whiskey.
And let me just say that neither one of those bands are, my absolute all-time favorite. But if I had to pick one, I would say the Stones. That
one comes from a real funny question. Someone was asked Beatles or Stones once, and they said Kinks.
Oh,
which is pretty funny.
Not one of the choices.
Right.
None of the above.
The whiskey or the Roxy?
The Roxy. So do you need me to explain these answers?
Do you have an explanation for that?
Roxy, I don't know. It's just a little classier, a little more comfortable, kind of a cooler venue.
Oh, you think? Okay. All right. Here's one. I kind of know what you're going to say, but Alice Cooper or Arthur Brown?
The answer to that question is duh. It's not like Charlie Sheen, but of course Alice Cooper. He's my major influence, and I actually had a tattoo of him on my left bicep.
That's cool. That's wild. All right, Black Sabbath or Deep Purple?
Deep Purple.
Wow. Surprised.
A little more melodic, better songs, more memorable songs, I guess.
Cool. Brian Slagle or Bill Metoyer?
Oh, that's not fair.
But it is. Well, I know. It's apples and oranges.
I love them both. I see Bill more. Bill and I have Brian and I are close in spirit, and I see him once in a while. It's always great to see him. As a matter of fact, I was just a special guest singer at his 50th birthday party. And I sang an Alice Cooper song. I sang Cold Ethel. But Bill is one of the dearest people in my life, and I actually just saw him a few days ago. We keep in touch, and so sorry, Brian. If I'm forced to say one or the other, I got to say Bill, just because he's more prevalent in my life these days.
Well, we love you, Brian, too. Bill, what's going on, dude? I love Bill, man. One of the mellowest engineers I think I've ever met, man.
Yeah, great. Very good. I have nothing bad to say about Bill. He's a great guy.
Yeah. All right, this one. Shure mics or Sennheisers?
Sure, because I have one. I have a SM 57, I think, 58 or 57. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, that's kind of the standard, swing that thing around. Probably,
yeah,
Mike. Yeah,
you tape it up before you do it so it doesn't fly into the audience and give somebody a black eye.
In lawsuits or something.
Exactly. Echo
or reverb?
Reverb. I'm a big fan of wet vocals.
Cool. And lastly, super salad.
Oh, salad. Absolutely. Not a soup girl.
That's cool. We always do that to our artists, man. We always like
no
to
paper
that.
or plastic.
All right, paper or plastic.
Oh, plastic. You can bring your groceries home and take them out, and then use a bag to take your dog for a walk and pick up shit.
Exactly.
Or crap. I don't know if I can say shit on the air.
Oh, yes, crap? You can. This is Metal Messiah Radio, and it's international. It's everywhere. It's internet. It's really cool. It's a great show. One of our jocks is featuring women in metal all this month, too. So it's going to be a great, it's a powerful thing to have you coming up as well. Lastly, Betsy, what would you like to say to the metal world out there on MetalMessiahRadio.com?
I would just like to say thanks for still, being interested in what the band is doing. We've been, haven't been, super visible on the scene for, solid spans of time during the years. We've been sort of intermittent and, popping in here and there and, going on hiatus and then making a comeback, with different musicians. And, it always floors me that, people haven't forgotten and there's still an interest out there for the band and people, still want to come and see us and are, still remember who I am. I still get recognized and, ask for my autograph and ask for photo ops when I go out. And, I never take that for granted. I'm always, very appreciative of the fact that we haven't faded away, even though we haven't been, solid on the scene for years, at a stretch. So that, I just want to say thanks to the fans and to the journalists and to the concert bookers and people that, that haven't forgot about us and still want us around. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know.
That's excellent, and we love you. We think you're an awesome first lady of heavy metal, American heavy metal. We've got you like that mark on that flyer, and we were all excited about that. And you just truly, truly rock and have influenced us all. I remember partying with you a few times, like kind of in a weird way when Trouble would come out with Metal Blade. I think we partied at Brian's house. Mm-hmm. Sean McAllister, our old bass player in the early Trouble days, when I was drumming with him, he said this story that we played a show with you and Slayer. We were always kind of booked with Slayer also. Mm-hmm. And I guess we ate too much food. Like we ate everybody's food, Trouble. Like we left only a wing and a glass of water and a French fry or something, and everybody was pissed at us. So we're sorry if that happened.
Oh well, I won't hold it against you. So it hasn't traumatized me throughout my life. But I do remember parties at Brian's mom's house, actually, in Woodland Hills. Is
yes,
that the one you're referring to?
That's exactly what I'm referring
to. That's when he ran Metal Blade Records out of his mom's garage.
Yeah.
I remember quite a few parties there.
So you'd be there with Armored Saint. We had everybody, like just all the people, like everyone partying.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Those were the good old days. I remember a party at my mom's house when there was members of Armored Saint and Metallica in attendance, and somebody put on Motorhead, and everybody started slam dancing, and Phil from Armored Saint ended up at the bottom of the dog pile, and the story goes is that Dave Mustaine is the one that landed on him and broke his ankle.
Oh.
And Armored Saint had a show the next evening at the Troubadour, which Phil sat on a stool and played through the entire set because his ankle was in a cast because of that incident. So
wow. Yeah.
That was one of the memories.
Those are great stories, Betsy. It's been some crazy
they all
times.
Remember that one. Even Dave Mustaine remembers that one and denies it.
Denies it. That sounds like Dave, too.
He denies he's the one that broke Phil's ankle. Sometimes he denies it, and sometimes he says he did it on purpose, so he sort of fluctuates between the two scenarios.
Oh, that's great. Well, Betsy, thanks for this interview, and
my pleasure.
It's been great.
My pleasure. I've enjoyed it. Thank you for wanting to interview me. You fall in that category of people that I appreciate not forgetting about me.
Oh man, well it's awesome, Betsy. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you.